The ravenous and deranged zombies have almost wiped out humanity, and those who are left have escaped into bunkers and other hiding spots. Meanwhile, we see a wrecked car being driven by a pro-zombie hunter named Rourke. He stops his car at a deserted gas station. Rourke steps out and looks around but finds no sign of humans. Then he sneaks into the gas station with his gun. Inside, he hears a noise coming from a freezer. Alerted, he slightly opens the lid and finds a zombie trapped inside. Rourke hooks the freezer with a chain and ties it to his car, dragging the freezer into the open. Then, Rourke steps out again and shoots the lock of the freezer, letting the zombie come out. Just as the zombie comes into contact with the sunlight, it begins to burn and ultimately meets its demise. After that, Rourke gets in his car and drives away. The military came to rescue their countrymen, but they were not effective enough to stop them and perished. Rourke is searching for other zombies in the streets but cannot find any, as they are hiding in their hideouts during the daylight and waiting for the night to arrive. Rourke sneaks into a deserted building, keeping his gun ready. Inside, he discovers many corpses, indicating a fierce zombie attack. Soon, he spots a zombie standing eerily still behind a door. Acting on instinct, Rourke opens fire, but strangely, the creature doesn't react at all. Suspicious, Rourke slowly approaches, only to realize it was nothing but a decoy. Before he can process it, a horde of zombies suddenly ambushes him from all sides. Chaos erupts, but against all odds, Rourke manages to take them down. Exhausted, he makes his way to the terrace and finally takes a moment to breathe. That's when we notice his wife's name, Katie, engraved into his arm. Moments later, a distant siren pierces through the dead silence of the streets. Rourke stands up and looks down to see a police car approaching a lone woman sitting motionless in the middle of the road. A group steps out of the vehicle, led by Sam. Mike cautiously walks toward the woman, asking if she's okay, but she doesn't respond, just keeps gently fondling her baby in her arms. And then out of nowhere, a gang of marauders attacks. Mike is killed instantly. Gunfire explodes across the street, and within seconds, everything descends into pure chaos. One by one, Sam's companions are slaughtered, leaving her completely alone. The marauders capture her and take her hostage. They begin pestering her, claiming they haven't seen a woman in a long time. But what they don't realize is that they've just made the worst mistake of their lives. Rourke comes firing blindly at them. Within seconds, he mows down the gang of plunderers and rescues Sam. The group leader is lying severely wounded in the street and begs Rourke not to leave him on his own. Rourke asks him if the lady belongs to his group. The leader of the plunderers explains that they captured the lady in the woods and have been using her as bait. Rourke shows no pity for him and walks away, leaving him on his own to be eaten by the zombies at night. Sam approaches the disoriented lady and asks her name. The disoriented lady says that her name is Annabelle, and her son's name is Jacob. However, it's not a human child, but a doll that the lady considers her son. Being a woman, Sam takes care of Annabelle and takes her away. Rourke begins leaving when Sam approaches him and urges him to take her to her facility, where she lives with a group of survivors, and most of them used to be cops. She lures him, saying she has guns, ammunition, food, water, and even electricity. He will get everything he wants. Rourke asks her where her shelter is. Sam replies, Dallas. Rourke agrees to help her, and lets Sam and Annabelle get in his car and drives away. Sam thanks him for helping her. On the way to Dallas, it becomes evening, and it's time for the zombies to hunt humans. They come out of their hiding places and run after Rourke's car. Sam immediately calls Ethan to open the door at once. Ethan informs the other survivors about the incoming zombies, and panic breaks out inside the building. The panicked survivors grab their guns and prepare to face the immediate danger. Rourke hits the brakes outside the building and climbs out of the car, opening fire on the rushing zombies, while Sam rushes to the shelter, taking Annabelle with her. Meanwhile, the group of armed survivors rush outside and start firing at the horde of zombies. Sam and Annabelle escape into the building in the nick of time. Before the door shuts, Rourke and the alpha zombie stare at each other as if they already know each other. However, Sam sees it. Sam informs Frank, the leader of the survivors, that they were attacked by a group of marauders in which Mike and the others got killed, and she was killed too if Rourke had not saved her in time. Frank asks Rourke where he is from and what he is doing there. Rourke responds that he is from New York and has been hunting zombies since the plague outbreak. Frank and the others doubt Rourke's identity and speculate that Rourke and his men killed Mike and the others. Then Rourke promptly tells them that Sam promised to give him fuel and ammunition. Everyone almost loses it, prompting Sam to shout them down. She tells them that she has found a cargo plane outside of Fair Creek, which they can use to escape to a safer spot. Frank asks her to show him where she saw the plane. Sam pinpoints the spot on the map and shows him the plane. Frank asks Vince if he can fly the plane. Vince replies that he can. Then Frank tells his men that they will survive the night and leave at dawn. In the meantime, he orders Rourke to be locked up because he doesn't trust him. He promises that he will give Rourke fuel, ammo, or whatever he wants if he turns out to be real. Ethan takes Rourke to the cell while explaining that Frank is his father. He had a brother named Evan who was engaged to Sam. Unfortunately, while encountering the zombies, he got infected and became one of them. The zombies are led by their leader, a larger one. He isn't an ordinary zombie, but something different. Afterwards, Ethan locks Rourke in the cell until the next morning. The desperate survivors begin to relax in an environment of fear as the frantic zombies are pounding on the doors and roofs, trying to break in. Rourke is awakened by his nightmare of his wife Katie becoming a zombie. He sits up and finds Sam sitting outside his cell. She tells Rourke that there is a survivalist colony in Baja. It is 150 miles away from here. Even the zombies can't get there without burning to death first. Rourke then gives her a reality check, saying that no matter how far Baja is, the deranged zombies always find a way to reach us. Sam then says that back in the garage, she noticed him staring at the Alpha as if he already knew him. Rourke then explains that the Alpha took his wife, and he is determined to take revenge on him. In the surveillance room, Ethan notices that one of the security cameras isn't working. Sam approaches Drew and asks him to go and take a rest, as she will now be watching over Annabelle. A guard survivor hears loud thuds on the roof and becomes alert. Meanwhile, Frank enters the security room, and Ethan informs him that none of the security cameras are working. The situation becomes tense when everyone hears loud noises inside the building. Soon enough, the zombies break into the facility and attack a guard who is keeping an eye on Rourke. The deranged zombie looks Rourke in the eyes and dashes away. Before it's too late, Rourke breaks his lock using a pin and frees himself. Women and children begin to rush and panic. Just as a zombie is about to force open the cell door, Rourke shoots him in the head and wins over Frank's trust. Frank orders Chris to go and find out how the zombies broke into the building. While encountering the zombies, Harker gets infected, catching everyone's attention. Harker urges his wife Sophia to go away with their daughter. After this, Frank shoots Harker in the head before he turns into a zombie. It is morning, and the sun begins shining in the sky. Everyone starts packing their belongings and is ready to leave for the airport. They try to open the garage door, but the door is jammed. So everyone comes out of the building through another door, only to find wreckage and desolation on the street caused by the frantic zombies. With the road blocked and having no option, Frank and his survivors retreat back into the building. Reed suggests that they can move the wreckage out of the road before nightfall. Chris says that there is no point in doing so because the zombies will move it right back when night comes, and it would take them days to clear the path. Just then, Rourke steps in, suggesting that they should kill the Alpha first, leaving everyone stunned. He explains that he will kill the Alpha, and the rest of the zombies will start ripping each other apart to take his place, and this might give them a chance to get to the cargo plane. Frank rejects his plan at once, saying that he will not be sending his men with him. Then Rourke says that he doesn't want any of them. He will do it on his own. All he wants is gunpowder, detonators, and explosives. Give him what he wants, and he will blow up the hotel, the den of zombies, while they sleep. Frank says that it is a complete death trap, and everyone knows it. Rourke warns them that they will die if they stay there. With that, Rourke walks away. No one supports Rourke's plan at first. Only Chris steps forward, trying to convince Frank that Rourke is right, but Frank refuses to listen. Ethan backs Chris, arguing that they won't make it to the plane before nightfall, and this is their only shot. Frank remains unmoved and asks them to die if they want to. Ethan, Chris, Drew, and Vlad decide to side with Rourke. Together, they set out toward the hotel, inside which the zombies are sleeping inattentively. A little while later, they arrive at the hotel. Before sneaking inside, Rourke tells everyone that if things go south, they should find an exit and head towards the light. With that, they slip into the hotel. Soon, they reach the basement, the darkest part of the hotel, and find the zombies sleeping together. Drew volunteers to install a bomb in the basement when everyone else is too scared to do it. He quietly descends into the basement and tries to get to the other side of the exit, while the zombies are soundly asleep on the floor. Before he can execute the plan, the Alpha appears out of nowhere and attacks Drew. Soon, all the zombies wake up and make a run for the rest of the humans. Rourke, Vlad, Ethan, and Chris fight back and open fire on the throng of zombies, but soon they must retreat. Despite not siding with Rourke, Frank is still keeping an eye on the hotel building from the rooftop and hears a blast. In the chaos, Chris is separated from the group. Vlad, Ethan, and Rourke lock themselves in a room while the zombies pound on the door trying to break in. Vlad asks Ethan and Rourke to get away, deciding to sacrifice himself. Meanwhile, the zombies manage to burst into the room, and Vlad opens fire on them while Rourke escapes with Ethan. Wherever Rourke and Ethan go, they find themselves surrounded by rushing zombies. They hurry upstairs while shooting down the zombies along the way. Suddenly, a zombie lunges at Ethan, but thankfully Rourke saves him. Chris is lost in the building, and soon he is attacked by a zombie. While struggling with the zombies, Vlad realizes he has no option but to detonate a bomb, in which he also loses his life. Ethan and Rourke manage to escape into the daylight, while the frantic zombies choose not to step outside. The Alpha orders his zombies to back off, and they all leave. Rourke and Ethan take a moment to breathe when there are no zombies around. Ethan tries to communicate with Chris, who tells him that he is badly infected. He asks Ethan to look after his wife Madeline and son Max when he is gone. Chris tells Ethan that he needs a rope to get down from the building, which is right below the roof. Meanwhile, Ethan hears the frantic sounds of zombies killing Chris. Rourke warns Ethan that it is not time to mourn Chris's death. Instead, they must leave the building before the sun sets. Ethan tells Rourke that the zombies have been after him from the beginning, so they should take advantage of the situation to divert the zombies. Rourke goes back into the hotel, and Ethan sneaks inside through the back window. Soon he finds Chris in a room, lying motionless. As Ethan tries to take the rope, Chris attacks him after turning into a zombie. With no other option, Ethan kills him, even though he does not want to. Out of nowhere, another zombie crashes into him and overpowers Ethan. Just then, Rourke arrives and shoots the zombie in the head. Afterward, Ethan and Rourke hurry to the roof. Ethan realizes that Chris bit him on the hand during the clash. Accepting his fate, he sits down and asks Rourke to kill him before he turns into a zombie. With a heavy heart, Rourke shoots Ethan in the head. He then descends from the building using a rope. Meanwhile, a surge of zombies begins chasing him. Dugan arrives with a car and asks Sam and Vince to get in so they can head to the airport, but they refuse, saying they can't leave the others behind. Just then, Reed shows up in a truck and calls his companions to get inside. From the roof, Frank spots Rourke being chased by a pack of zombies. Sam and the others see it too and open fire. Some survivors manage to retreat back into the building, while others fall prey to the bloodthirsty creatures. Rourke shoots at the Alpha, but strangely, it doesn't die. The remaining survivors slip inside and shut the door just in time. Frank confronts Rourke and blames him for the deaths of his people. Rourke fires back, saying he never asked anyone to follow him. Sophia reveals that she shot the Alpha 3 times, yet it still didn't die. Meanwhile, the selfish Dugan is left outside. He gets into his car and drives toward the airport alone. The zombies hear the engine and begin chasing him. Panicked, Dugan speeds away but soon reaches a dead end. Within moments, the zombies surround him and turn him into one of them. Rourke then enters Frank's room and reminds him that his people need him. The true leader within Frank awakens, and he prepares to fight the zombies alongside Rourke. Before stepping out, Frank thanks Bish for standing by him all this time. Rourke takes charge and aims at the door. He drifts back to when he buried his wife, Katie, after she turned into a zombie from being bitten by the Alpha. Soon, the zombies break down the door and enter, but Rourke is ready to deal with them. He leads them upstairs, where Frank, Sam, Reed, and the other survivors are lying in wait to shoot the zombies down. Sophia is grabbed by a lurking zombie, but she manages to shoot him. However, she is infected in the struggle. Soon, Reed is also taken by the maniacal zombies. Elsewhere, Frank is lunged at by the zombies. One by one, almost everyone becomes infected and turns into zombies. Rourke is confronted by the Alpha in the hallway. Rourke runs for his life to the exit, but the Alpha catches him and knocks him down. Here, it is revealed that the Alpha used to be a soldier. Rourke stabs him multiple times, but the Alpha is not affected at all and starts thrashing Rourke. Rourke desperately tries to reach the roof while the Alpha follows him. Just in time, Rourke opens the door, dragging the Alpha into the sunlight with him. Within seconds, the Alpha burns to death. Sam approaches Rourke and asks him if he is not coming with them. Rourke replies that there are still more zombies out there, and he has to take them down as well. He asks Sam to go and ensure the survivors reach Baja safe and sound. Sam gets in her truck and heads out to Baja with the rest of the survivors. Rourke gets in his car and drives away.